Hey guys, so it's been a year since my last collection update video, and I wanted to update you guys on everything that I picked up since then, as well as the games I've been playing. This year has been a rocky year for the Wii U since there hasn't been too many great blockbuster games that have come out. So I'm going to show off these games in alphabetical order, starting off with Assassin's Creed 3. I got this game on launch day for the Wii U because I never played an Assassin's Creed game and I wanted to try a multi-platform game on the Wii U to see how it scales and how it differs from the other platforms. And I have to say I was pretty disappointed with this being my first Assassin's Creed game because the combat was very glitchy and the story was meh, and a lot of the action was very slow for me. So it wasn't a good start to the series. But that didn't stop me from picking up the fourth entry because I heard this is way better than the third one. I haven't played it yet. I do think the pirate ship battles in the third one were pretty fun, so I heard there's more of that in this. So I can't wait to check that out and see if this is a good successor to Assassin's Creed 3. One of my favorite games on the Wii U that got a lot of hate when it was announced is Bayonetta 2. This also comes with the first Bayonetta game in a 2-disc box. This game is very similar to the God of War series and it's very action-heavy gameplay. Although I do like it more than the God of War series because I really like the witch time mechanic where you can dodge and then slow down time and beat the hell out of your opponents and stuff. This was my second favorite game of last year, and after beating it, it still remains one of my favorite games on the Wii U. These next two games are also multi-platform, but I decided to pick them up for the Wii U just because I have more controllers and support for that. And those are Call of Duty Black Ops 2 and Ghosts. I only played the zombie mode with my brother on this, the co-op local multiplayer. I haven't touched Call of Duty Ghosts yet, but I got these two games because they're really cheap, below $10, and I just want to check out what was different between the Wii U versions and the other console versions. Even though I don't really like Call of Duty, I still enjoyed the time I had with them. A surprise hit that came out last year during Christmas time was Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, a very fun little platform puzzle game. I spawned the love for Captain Toad and was based off of those little mini games that were in 3D World. I definitely recommend this if you can find it for pretty cheap because it is a small game, but a really fun one at that. Another multi-platform game I got that I heard was the best on the Wii U was Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut. I've only played the first hour of it and then I stopped because I got stuck somewhere, but I do want to get back into it because the use of the Wii U gamepad was pretty cool. Now, I'd say this is my favorite platformer on the Wii U, and that is Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. The amount of context in this game is really amazing. The fact that the world map reflects the gameplay that you play brings much needed life to the platforming genre, and it just feels like you're traversing a world that's a playground for players. Definitely recommend it. Here's a game that I haven't opened up, and I got it for pretty cheap, and that is DuckTales Remastered. I know it's $5 more than the eShop, and I know it's been on sale for $7 and stuff, but I do like owning the physical copy. I can't really say anything about it since I haven't opened it, but I can't wait to play it. Here's another game that I haven't put too much time into, and that is Hyrule Warriors. I know this is a mixture between Dynasty Warriors and Zelda. I haven't played any Dynasty Warrior games yet, but I will say that the time I did play this was pretty fun. Maybe I should play this single player instead of co-op since it was pretty difficult to coordinate with my brother and stuff, and the graphics were downgraded on the TV. But I do like the heavy action that this game has. Speaking of Zelda, I also have The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker HD, a classic that was remastered on the Wii U that looks gorgeous and one of the best looking games on the Wii U in my opinion. Like the previous game, I haven't put too much time into this. I know it's a classic I should play, but I just haven't had the time, but I do want to play it. Another game that I bought that I have not opened nor played is Lego City Undercover. I heard this is a kid's version of Grand Theft Auto, but it's still pretty fun. I do like some Lego games. Sometimes the vibe doesn't intrigue me too much, but I do want to check out this exclusive that's on the Wii U because it should take good advantage of the Wii U gamepad as well as the features and the power of the Wii U. One of the best racing games on the Wii U is Mario Kart 8. I love what they did with the DLC for this, where they actually made it really substantial and really worth your money. The anti-gravity is also a great addition to the Mario Kart series, and I can't really play any Mario Kart game without having anti-gravity in it anymore. I don't know what they'll do with the sequel to this, but I can't wait to see how they revolutionize the Mario Kart genre still. So here's a game that's pretty disappointing, and that is Mario Party 10. Similar to the 3DS version, this didn't deliver the Mario Party that a lot of people were expecting. The team-based movement is not something that a lot of people like, including me, and the Bowser Party mode wasn't that riveting and it was pretty slow. However, I do appreciate some of the mini games and the boss battles because they did provide some variety in a rather monotonous game, in my opinion. Here's another game that I only played a bit of, and that is LEGO Marvel Superheroes. I played it with my brother. I like playing games cooperatively locally, and this is no exception. I do like the Marvel series, and even though it was rather monotonous, I do think that there's a lot of value to be had in this game that I need to go back and check out. I picked up this game in the Wii U because I heard the features on it make it a more substantial version than the PS3 or the Xbox 360 versions, and that is Mass Effect 3. Yet again, I have not beaten it, nor have I put too much time into it, but I really want to check it out because I do want to finish the trilogy that I've played, but I just haven't had too much interest yet. But I still want to see what makes this ending very controversial in the gaming community. Another game that I got that I haven't put too much time into is Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. I do have the Wii version, but I want to pick this up because it enhanced the graphics and the gamepad integration was really interesting to me. I don't know if the online community is still on this game, and I haven't picked up the 3DS version of Monster Hunter 4. However, I do want to really get into this series because I know it's a great series to really dive your time into. So the next game I have is Need for Speed Most Wanted U. This is also another multi-platform that I heard was the best on the Wii U. Like most other games, I have not touched it too much, and I do want to get into it because the graphics do look really gorgeous on the Wii U. Here are two games that are a staple in any Wii U collection, and those are the Mario platforming games. I do have the physical copy of the DLC, and even though the new Super Mario Bros. Series is rather boring in its level design, I do appreciate how it brought in a whole new audience to the platforming series, but I do want to see what they'll do differently with the platforming genre for the Mario games. Here's the game that came with my Wii U, and that is Nintendo Land. Even though this doesn't hold up now because the games are pretty boring, I do appreciate how it did show off the Wii U back when the Wii U launched, and it was a really fun game to play in the beginning. Here's a game I haven't opened and I don't have too many thoughts on, and that is Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge. I heard they had a patch that fixed a lot of the bugs and made it more playable, so maybe that'll make this a better game. I don't know why I have this game, PacMan The Ghostly Adventures. I think it was really cheap and I just got it for my brother or something, but I haven't played any of it and I don't think it's good, so oh well. Now a really good platformer that I haven't finished yet but I still want to go back and play is Rayman Legends. I do like the Wii U integration. I wish this was still an exclusive for the Wii U because I think a lot of the Wii U capabilities cannot be replicated on the other consoles, but for what it's worth, I think it's a really good platformer. Another game that I have not opened is Resident Evil Revelations. This is a port of the 3DS version and it has enhanced graphics and I think more stuff in the story. I did play the demo and I really enjoyed it, so I picked it up for pretty cheap. These two games, one is open, one is not open, but I haven't played either of them, and that is the Scribblenauts series. I know the DS versions were really fun. I want to check out what the console versions offer. So I picked up this game because I wanted to experience what the phenomenon of Skylanders was. And so I picked up this for pretty cheap with two of the figures, and I haven't really expanded or played this game too much. I haven't expanded my collection of Skylanders because I didn't really get the craze and I still don't. Now a racing game that came out when the Wii U launched is Sonic AllStars Racing Transformed. I really enjoyed this actually. I really like the transformation mechanics between the airplane car and the boat. I haven't put too much time into it, but I do want to check it out again. A game that was also disappointing is Sonic Lost World. The gameplay was pretty buggy in my opinion, and I couldn't really get too far without dying for no reason. However, I do want to get back into it. Maybe it's because I don't know the controls and I should look into it some more, but I still think it is a flawed game that needs more improvement. One of the best games that came out this year that was a summer surprise was Platoon. I put about 50 hours into this. I have the amiibos and everything, and it's a great third-person shooter. Very creative, very weird and wacky, and something new from Nintendo that I wasn't expecting when it was announced in E3. Definitely recommend it for anybody I think this is a game to get a Wii U for, because they're still pumping out new content for this, new maps, new weapons, new costumes. A multi-platform game that I actually did beat on the Wii U and I really enjoyed was Splinter Cell Blacklist. I did enjoy the Wii U integration into this game. I know the online is dead, so I couldn't experience the full game. However, the single player campaign was really enjoyable in my opinion, and I like the stealth mechanics and stuff, so it definitely made me a fan of the series. Another game to get the Wii U for is Super Mario 3D World. One of the best 3D Mario games in my opinion. I wish they would still keep the star mechanic like in Super Mario Galaxy or Super Mario 64. However, I still enjoy the 3D platforming, and I think the level design is one of the best in the Mario series. And speaking of level design, the game that makes you make your own levels, Super Mario Maker, I think this is also a great game that came out for the Wii U this year that I spent so much time into making my own levels. As a game developer myself, I really appreciate the tools they gave us, as well as just the creativity that can be had in this game. Tell me in the comments if you want to play some of my own levels, and I'll be happy to post some codes online in the description of the video or something like that. So just let me know if you do want to see some of my levels. One of my most anticipated games on the Wii U was Super Smash Bros. And it did not disappoint. The roster is way bigger than any Super Smash Bros. Game, and the amount of content in this is unbelievable. I've put so many hours into this game, and there's so many hours more that I can put in. I haven't downloaded too much of the DLC. I do want to check that out eventually, as I have been playing other games, but definitely a game you have to pick up if you have a Wii U. I really love the series of this next multi-platform game, and that is Tekken Tag Tournament 2. This is probably the best edition I think on the Wii U, and I loved the Tekken fighting series, and I can't wait for the next one. Even though it's not coming out for the Wii U, I'll still be anticipating the next one. So the game I'm playing right now, which is also a multi-platform game, is Watch Dogs. I did get the Wii U version because I wanted to see what they integrated, what made them delay it for so long. And I'm only 2 or 3 hours into it, but I really love the open world aspect of the game, as well as just the Grand Theft Auto-esque kind of stealing of cars and missions and all that stuff. It's really cool in my opinion. A great party game that I think is better than Mario Party 10, and that is Wii Party U. A lot of the mini games in this are way more creative than the ones in Mario Party 10, which is weird because why couldn't they just replicate that same kind of magic in Mario Party 10? However, like most party games, it does get boring after a while once you experience everything in it, but I still enjoyed it. One of my favorite action games that is very underrated is The Wonderful 101. I know a lot of people bash this because the controls are pretty wonky and the gameplay was very fast-paced, but I really enjoyed it for those two reasons. I really liked the morphing abilities, as well as the quick action and the very action-oriented gameplay of it. I really recommend this for anybody. I know you can find this for pretty cheap now, so definitely pick it up if you ever see it. The last game I have is Zombie U. This was also a launch game that came out that I wanted to check out. It was pretty cheap, so I got it for that reason. I've only put in about 2 hours in, but I really want to get back into it because I haven't really touched the surface of this game. It isn't as scary as I thought it would be, but the challenge in this is very surprising. I recommend it for anybody if they can find it for less than $10, which I think you can. So that is my Wii U collection. Please watch my other collection videos if you want to see my other console collections, as well as stay tuned for any future videos that I'll post. Take care and Happy New Year.